Dun, 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 dun. And we are live on YouTube. Oh, it recorded all that. Oh my gosh. Well, whatever. So we on the YouTube and we are live on. I'm gonna pause that so I don't hear Michelle. Y'all give us a thumbs up. Please, no more thumbs down. I'm a fragile little baby. And every time I get a thumbs down, I just fall to pieces. I literally cry. Give us the old thumbs up, even if it's terrible. Can't believe I figured it out. That's called skirting. Never mind. All right, here we go. So this is a weekly chart of the euro, the actual currency pair, euro versus the dollar. And I have a different count than what most, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, Elliott Wave aficionados would have. I'm calling this a 1 and a 2 and another 1, 2. So I don't think it's going to go down. I think in order for this whole whatever, well, I can't explain that. I can't even talk about it. So I think the dollar needs to be dropped in value for certain countries to accept a change in the style of banking that they do, such as Iran, North Korea, maybe. Um, well, Muslim countries, they don't charge interest, so they don't like the way that we do banking, but we need them on board for this one world government thing to work out. So I think the dollar is going to have to drop in value, which would mean the euro should be rising in value. I mean, that's one man's crazy ideas and opinion. It's potentially not realistic, but in my mind, I'm fairly certain of it. But then again, in my mind, I'm fairly certain of a lot of weird and crazy things. Nonetheless, it is technically in an uptrend, depending upon which chart you're looking at. Right now, it looks like it's completing a triangle on, say, the 2 minute, maybe the 5 minute even. Yeah, the raw volume, just the ticks. I don't know why kinetics data is like that, but every fifth day is just no very low number of ticks. It's very odd. Even the relative volume shows it as such. It's quite odd. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set this to day of week. And I'm gonna go 12 weeks back. I'm gonna do a quarter. Let's see what that looks like. So a quarter is actually how many business days? 21 in a month, 22 in a month. So 66. Hmm. Let me just refine this for a minute because this relative volume on a daily chart for a currency pair is it's rather nuanced. It's just you really have to understand how these things work, and it's difficult to explain. I'm not doing 11 or 13. All right, we'll leave it like that. So the way that I was counting this, I know most people don't like Elliott wave, but if you're one of those people, then you can just skip to the next section. It doesn't matter, somewhere in there. I could have that wrong, but I don't think so. So in Elliott wave, how do we find the end of wave 5? There's a number of different ways, but the first way would be drawing from 2 to 4, parallel from 3, and then parallel from 1. All right, that's basically 2 ways, but yeah. All right, the second way, or let's say the third, would be drawing from 0 to 4, parallel from 3, parallel from 1. I think that's where we're headed right there. So I think we've just made a 1, 2 of wave 5. So we have a very extended third wave, which may seem unreasonable, but the size of the move that I'm considering is going to be so massive and so fast, it's going to just blow people's minds, bank accounts, yeah, death and destruction and starvation. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's the only negative thing I'll say today, I hope. So we should be going straight up today, in other words. And usually wave 5 has something to do with wave 1. It's either equal to wave 1 or it's 61.8 or 161.8. Occasionally it's 78.6. All right. We already made the 61.8, which I believe is part of the reason why we put the high in where we did, so that it would look like a truncated fifth wave. And now we're clearly breaking through that zone. And then well, it's my competitors, John. Or at least they think in their mind they're my competitors, but in my mind, they're my colleagues. Or I don't want to say that because that puts me in the same boat. I don't really want to be in a boat with most of them. I'd flip it right over, go swim, find my own boat, or just get eaten by a whale. I think we're going to head to that 161.8. So those are our choices. Where are you? It looks rather ugly. It just depends on how fast we get there, which one of these lines will hold. But in order for this to be an actual extended fifth, wave 3's got to go to 1.22. And I think we'll do that quite easily. This is where I must be careful. This is a cool little tool we have. So today I'm going to focus on, who knows? Just see what happens. Today I'm going to focus on a bit more about the toolbar and Analysis Live, how it works, what it looks like, what it's going to look like, and what the differences will be as we move into 2021. So the 2020 version of our tools is a wrap. I think we have finally found all the issues that I was dealing with yesterday. And it's running like a well-oiled machine. I'm going to go ahead and delete these two so as to not confuse. Let's just go ahead and delete that one too then. should I? No. Says no. Okay. Okay, so we'll make it to right there a little faster than I thought. And then wave 4 is going to be long, drawn out, sideways mess. And it'll come back to a parallel from those higher lows. This is what I think. I'm not a financial analyst. I don't have any sort of certification. I'm not a CFA. I'm not a CTA. I'm not an NAA, or what do they call it? I have none of those financial affiliations or certifications. But I am just a sweet little angel, and I love everybody. So there's that. What do you know? I do have GC open too. You're lucky. It's your lucky day. Or maybe it's my lucky day. I don't know. We're about to find out. I haven't looked at this in a minute, so bear with me if I'm a little bit kind of slow in the head. I want to say that we're probably due for a rollover soon. Seems like gold always rolls a little faster. Nope, evidently not. I'm just going to update it anyway. I think this is the long contract. Takes a really long time to roll. Okay, so we're just now back inside of this overlap here. So we have just completed taking out this entire massive run up. And when was that? Was that when they announced when did they announce the 6 trillion or whatever it was that ended up being 12 trillion or 14 trillion? I want to say it was right in here. Must have been here. Was it as early as March 11th? Can't remember. No, Bill, I actually slept more last night than I've slept in weeks. I slept from 8 o'clock until 6:30. It's just sometimes I'm a little weird on the microphone. Some days are better than others, Bill. I'm just trying to remember when that announcement was. Does somebody just tell me real quick when Trump signed um, the rest of the value of the dollar away? And then there was a round 2 and a round 3. This is the rested Dan, yeah. So I think it was March because it was before April. Yeah. All right. So we'll be at the bottom of that trend channel quite soon. And that's near 1750. But you have 2 areas. And it's a pretty wide range. I'd say we're coming back to about 1700. So this is going to be, I mean, this is a clear as a bell triangle. So what does that tell you? If you've got 5 waves down and then you've got a triangle and then 5 waves down, well, what do you have? It can't be a 1-2, right? So this whole thing must be a correction. You understand what I'm saying? Does anybody understand what I'm saying? It's okay if you don't, but well, it's really not, but whatever. So, in other words, this is A. In fact, I should start with this one. This is A, B, C, D, E for wave B, and that's about as clear and obvious a triangle as I've ever seen. And I would imagine the wave relationships are just about perfect. It's usually 61.8 and 78.6. And then we have a C wave. So what does that make this first set of 3? Makes it a W. And then we have a very nice flat correction. A, B, and then 5 waves for C, which caught a lot of people off guard thinking that we were going into a bull market in gold, because how could we not? They printed all that money. Well, what does that? It doesn't mean anything until they actually loan it out, right? Isn't that right? I don't know if any of you have ever tried to get a loan recently. The only way you're going to get any money is if they just give it to you, which is très bizarre. So how do I know this is a flat? Well, see how it retraced more than 78.6%? You see that? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an A, and then a B, which is a straight shot zigzag, it looks like. and then another kind of messy 5 up. So that's your first ABC for A. And then you've got 5 down, WXY up, and then you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's ABC for A, ABC down for B, and then A, B, C for C. So all of that makes the X wave. You could potentially get, I said another ABC up, but I think it's actually just a proper 1, 2, 3, 4, tiny little 5. But anyhow, it's a flat when it retraces more than 78.6% of the entire wave A. So it's got to be actually, quote unquote, flat with a starting point. And this one actually is. And then we went straight down. And when did we do that? Shortly after the COVID announcement. Or maybe this is when Trump started talking about, yeah, okay, whatever. I guess Biden won by cheating. I don't know the catalyst for that. I just know it occurred in a matter of 8 hours. So what are we looking for? Hmm? We're looking for a final C wave down. I think the final 3-legged move down is a WXY itself. Or that's the B wave retracement. And this is a truncated ending diagonal 5th of A. Either way, we need one more low, and it needs to go to at least 1760. All right, so I'm gonna redo this with morning lines. I know this is a mess right now, and it's lines everywhere there's lines, but it's gonna get cleaner in un momento. I just don't like that. I think it's just a leading diagonal for wave 1. In other words, that's wave 1. 2, we're still in 3, and we'll get a 4, and then we'll get a 5. And that will be the low of, man, I don't know. Gold is a difficult one when you're thinking in terms of currency pairs, and it's just a really difficult beast with all, the negative interest rates and just all that's transpired in the past, well, since 2007 and a half, 2008, basically. Um, it's a bit difficult to figure out, but I do know that this is a correction. Okay. So I'm going to do one last thing before we move into our bread and butter, which I probably have already missed all the major setups anyway. So let me do a daily chart of this one. Come on, baby. I should have saved that daily. As a template. That's all right. This one's not a currency pair, so it doesn't matter. Let me just check one thing. Ah, I knew I forgot something. So Blackbird doesn't like, well, that's probably what he's fixed in this most recent update. Um, do you guys know if he's said that in fact? Uh, about the what do we call them? The skins. Was that fixed in this Bloodhound Blackbird update, such that he's made a couple of extra skins, or he's made a light skin? I guess dark skin. I think he had to make one for each. So there's a total of 3, I believe. But anyway, it didn't display on the tool strip when you would choose one of the light skins. Hopefully that was fixed. I'm not getting any feedback, but this is something I cannot figure out. I'm still getting I think I just need to reset my database. This is probably the most important setting that you'll ever set in your life in Ninja. And they ought to have it set this way by default. Confirm. It's a weird way to name it. Confirm on window or tab close. Confirm pop-up. Confirm message. Yeah, whatever. I can see why they left a couple of words out. But yeah, if you don't have that checked, then you can very easily delete a chart when you're trying to maximize or minimize. And once you've done that, you've just made a big old boo-boo. Messed up the workspace. And then we have to have merge non-back adjusted data for the analysis live. Okay. Merge non-back adjusted so that the historical contracts are more closely related to the actual traded prices. Well, yeah, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Can't believe I've waited this long to look at gold. What a, wow, that's debilitated. Losing a 4.5-year relationship can be, it's pretty debilitating. All right. So I wouldn't go as far as to say that the next wave will take us to the top of that channel, but it might just do that. So I remember what all the Elliott wave dudes were saying back here. And this was going to be a triangle, and then we go down. Nope. Word, I think you and I nailed this low here. Of course, I didn't buy it. Yeah, because it just lined up way too perfectly on so many levels. So what is this what must this be? What is this must? What is this must be? I'm from Russia. I need your code. Please give me your code. I swear if they would have just asked for it, I'd have given it to them. So that's got to be wave 3. And this is the funky second wave. Definitely not the triangle that they thought it was. It's going to be the 61.8, I think, or the, yeah, 61.8. Okay. This is going to be quite interesting how perfect it lines up. I'm not sure about that. what did we say before? 1736. $17.34, 1730, yeah, somewhere closer to, let's say, below 1750. All right, that's where the expected low is for, let me draw this differently. Just get rid of some of this, so we don't need it. I don't need this one. This was just for an example. What, I'll leave it on there. Oh, I know you're kidding, Bill. Otherwise, I'd have booted your ass out of here. Just kidding. Kind of. $1,700 even. Or 1735.9. Gosh, I wish I had one. Oh, I do have one. That's not the one I wanted to delete. All right, so this is the fib group. Which still, how many times he's changed that and then changed it back. So this is one that I use for gaps. It doesn't snap to the highs or lows, but in fact, let me zoom in a bit on this area. So I can get it a little bit more precise. So when I say I use it for gaps, oftentimes when it's a very large gap, we may not fill the gap, but fill 50% of the gap. And then strangely enough, there's a lot of people that have done a lot of work on gaps, and you can go and read about this for free anywhere. You don't need to pay me to listen to it or hear about it. Just search gap theory and don't buy anybody's product on it, because all they're doing is selling someone else's work. So it's all out there for free in the free domain. You can probably get most of it from futures.io, or one of those trading forums, and you don't need to pay to be an elite member. I don't want to be really a part of any elite group of anything. Just sounds weird to me. But yeah, look up gap theory, and of course that has nothing to do with why I'm doing this, but I'm trying to find that 100% expansion. So that's literally the size of the X wave expanded from the low of the X wave. Okay. And that's right at 1735. I think it was, when it was precisely snapping to those lows and highs, it was 1736 or 34. So that's more in line with our 138.2 for the C wave, which is the typical extension for the C wave of a flat. Excuse me, if this is a zigzag, I don't really know what the most probable extension is. I think it's kind of tied up between 100% 61.8 and 161.8, kind of like the fifth wave is. But this is what I think we're working on for gold. Okay. So is that good enough on gold for now for you guys? It's about all I care to do. We're going down and then we're going way up. And if this is a fourth wave and this is somehow a triangle fourth wave, A, B, C, D, E, it is. Oof. Then guess what? That's the fourth wave low there, which makes perfect sense because now we've got a clean and clear 5 up for our fifth wave. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. It's a 1 and a 2 running flat, running expanded flat. And then we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3. And then we have 4. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 5. And if 5 is 161.8 of 1, I might just, it's not quite. I was going to give you guys just everything for free if it was. But oh well. Better luck next time. Look at that. Man, I'm just something about it. I don't know. Once you've done this for so long, it becomes something about. Have you ever seen those guys in India that pave roads, brick roads? Well, just any brick layer at all. Have you ever seen how how quickly they can do it? They can even do it with their eyes closed. It's not it's almost like they're doing it without even, you know, I mean, they're probably doing it while they're thinking about a million other things. It's like they're just automated. So you get that kind of intuition, I suppose you call it, after you've done it for a while. But it comes. I know you guys don't like the Elliott wave that much, but it comes if you'll put the time and effort in. I bet 5 is 78/6 of 1. Yeah. I know I'm taking too long. So in other words, if that's 5, then this is 4. E, right? Which means that that's 3. And that's 5. So if this is actually wave 3, and this is wave 4, and I think I've got that. Yep, I got it totally wrong. It's intermediate. 1, 2, 3. Then we're looking for, dang it. Oh, it still stayed. Excellent. Intermediate wave 4, and then intermediate wave 5 up, which will probably complete a primary third wave. So again, this is a triangle. A, B, C, D, E. And you know a triangle by the B to D and the A to C. And it is a contracting triangle. And you also know it by its wave relationships, 61/8 or 78/6. This one happens to be 78/6. C is 78/6 of A. Do you see it? At 1679.4. I didn't give you a whole lot of time there, but I got to move on. What about D? Is it 78/6? Normally when you start off with 78/6, you tend to keep that throughout. Not quite, but almost, you see. And then wave E can be anything. It's usually like 38 or 50. So here it's kind of in between 38 and 50. But yeah, it's a triangle. So we want to come back near that triangle, which has a low of 1706. Doesn't have to come back all the way to it, but it tends to come back. If this is a fourth wave that we're looking for, and I believe it is, then we tend to come back near the previous fourth wave of one lesser degree, which would be that fourth wave. See, this is intermediate wave 4, and this is minor wave 4. Okay. I'll just leave all that stuff on there in case you guys want to study it. I know it's a lot of lines, but um, whatever. Some of you guys will want to just take a deep dive into that one and watch this recording a time or two. And hopefully some parts of it make sense. Of course, it all makes sense in my mind, but my head is the size of a gray alien. The whole entire body, whole entire gray alien. So I got about a 3-foot head. That's why I don't do live streams with a camera. It just, my head won't fit. It won't fit in there. Can't do it. All right, I really must hurry up and stop all this foolishness. I'll come back to you guys' questions on just a minute. Let me, I've been wanting, I'm glad you asked about gold because I've been wanting to do this for about a month. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that we would have to come back within this area at least. So, wouldn't it? Let's assume that is somehow still a triangle. What does that even mean? I don't know, but I don't like it. 3, 4, 5. And then boom, right back to the low. This is what messes up that whole count. No, it's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's perfect. So I call that intermediate 3, minor 3 in April. Intermediate 3, minor 3 in April. Let's see. This is just me being I don't know, partially retarded, but so that's a 3 in April, 4 and 5. How does that work? I don't think that works at all. Ooh, how bizarre. If wave 5 equals wave 1, I'm gonna just, yeah, I was gonna give it y'all everything for free, but not, it didn't do it. I can see why they still think that's a triangle. I don't know that they do still think that's a triangle, do they? I'm not even sure how they're counting this, but I know that Prechter has said that gold is just kind of doing its own thing. I don't even have Slack installed on this computer anymore. And I won't ever have it on here again. Oh, well, this is interesting. So I pressed a button. And my gosh, all of the shortcuts on my desktop grew to the size of small rats. Why would that happen from pressing a hotkey? I've never seen anything like it. Yes, I'll post it. I'll post it. Is there a, will it go to a channel? I don't know that it will go to a channel. Where should I post it? Is other markets opened up? It says in queue though. Other markets is not opened up. Okay, I'm sorry, but I've got to close gold down. I don't necessarily agree with my own assessment here, which is a weird thing to say. It's a weird thing to hear myself say, but let me just do one more thing. Yeah, that's got to be wave 1 back there then. I just don't see how that can be a wave 1. It can't be. Oof. Even the midline gives us that lower high. Yeah, this is a very bizarre. All right, let me try one last thing. One last thing. By the way, everything on the site is 50% off. Say that again with a bit more pizzazz. Everything that we have on our website, all of the tools to get you up and running with something that can actually help you make sense of the markets and give you the best chance possible to eventually turn yourself into your own holy grail, is available for half of what it normally costs. And we've never done this before. We'll never do it again. It's such a good deal. In fact, I got a 3-star review and said, now is the time to buy. I thought 3-star reviews were negative, but evidently not. So let's see. Yeah, I don't think you'll ever see anything from us being discounted 50% for the rest of the life of, for the rest of forever. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a really difficult nut to crack right there. That one wasn't. I think we're heading to 2,300 after this next low. It's about all I've got to say about that. I don't know why I left those two on there. That's ridiculous. It's even 61.8. It's so beautiful. So that's clearly wave 2. I just don't know. I mean, it's really got to be. So this has to be 1, 2, 3. We're looking for wave 4, and then wave 5 is going to take us up there, and it's really all there is to it. So the next major high will be the high probably for the following decade or 30 years, depending upon how long they let us all live. I don't know. So it's actually 2, 1, 2. All right, let me see if this one works. 161.8, yeah. Okay. 161.8. 261.8. I've got to do it from here. Now it's just a matter of determining what is the high there. Is it the highest high, or is it in fact that lower high with a truncated fifth? Ending diagonal. It's an ending diagonal. And it's a leading diagonal for wave one. That's so crazy. Huh. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you've got ABC for 1, ABC down for 2, ABC up for 3, ABC for 4, and then a truncated fifth. With the craziest looking ending diagonal I think I've ever seen. Hmm. 261.8. Pretty cool. Oh, sorry, it's from back here. Yeah, just a little bit beyond 261.8. So ooh, yeah, that makes it line up a lot better. You know what that means? That means that we're using the median line for support for this fourth wave. We may, in fact, come all the way back to the parallel, but I wouldn't bet on it. And in fact, I would want to run one other channel just in case I'm wrong about this. And that channel would be as if this were a leading diagonal wave one, which is very odd. Kind of lines up with the 1740, like in a couple of days. Wow. Who'd have thought Elliott wave could be so useful? Not very many. I just want to check one last thing. Okay, 78.6, just a little bit. Oof. I have no idea what that means, but I know it's weird. Anyway, I'm going to leave it looking just like that. So now, what do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? Sound like a cheerleader. Or no, that sounds like cult leader. Or one of those marches. What do we want? Orange Man. Where do we want him? In the garbage can. Poor old fella. I feel sorry for him. I really do. Kind of. It's hard to feel sorry for anybody that's got a supposed fortune. I swear he doesn't look all that concerned though. It's like it's all one big stage, you know? Giuliani sure did look concerned though, didn't he? Looked like he was sweating blood, but it was just hair dye. All right, I really must close this workspace now. One second. Thanks, Don. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Have a good one. I don't know what it is about salespeople. They understand that it's the day before Thanksgiving. Black Friday's on Friday. 2 days. Now is not a good time. So maybe tomorrow or Friday. It's like, no, you moron. It's sorry, I didn't actually mean that or say that, but I mean, come on. Are you really in sales? And how long have you been in sales? And who is your manager? Maybe I need to have a little talk with him. Not that I want to get you fired on Thanksgiving, but maybe just take me off your call list. That'd be fine. There we are. So I told you they would have to knock it sideways for a little while. What have we done? We've gapped up. You don't see it on this one. 45.40. Let's just see. I must take a break for a moment. In a moment. Oh, come on, mine. I swear. What is it with these charts that they've made? I really don't understand it. It's like nothing renders them properly. No graphics card in the world. Maybe they should just add that title back to the charts, and then we wouldn't have any problems at all. And then if people want to disable it, they can just choose to disable it. Don't you think? It's always best if you're going to remove something to have the option to add it back, just in case you're going to PO somebody. I've made that mistake many a time. And boy, does it sure chap people's hides. Yeah, no, the update is for sure coming today. Remember we went through what was basically a just the most bizarre of sessions I think I've ever held yesterday. Not only was I late, I was late by probably the most ever. No, that's not true. I've been later. But then I put you through just even more waiting. 45.30. So the projected high was 45.40, and we gapped up to 45.31. All right. The high of the RTH session is 45.60. So I think we'll make it to 46.15, 46.30. We're going to throw that 45.40 number over by quite a bit and psych everyone out into going long. And I can be totally wrong about this. It's not like I'm some kind of genius that can predict the future. But the markets, despite what you've been taught in college, or at least what I was taught in college, they can be predicted. You can anticipate what the market is going to do. You just can't do it better than 0.5 degree probability. So what does that tell you? It tells you you can do it to some degree, but you're going to be wrong more often than not. So you had probably, at least while discretionarily trading, I'm not talking about automated trading at all at the moment. I'm talking about discretionarily picking a trade for your, exact time and price of entry and where you're going to hold it to, you're probably going to be wrong more often than not. So you had better make more money on your winners than on your losers. Just that one fact alone changed everything for me in my own personal trading. Now, if you're talking about automation, I can't help you. Evidently, it's better to have larger targets and smaller targets and larger stops, and possibly even negative R, or what I call negative R, but an R multiple smaller than 1. I can't stomach that. Of course, I could if it were automated and I didn't have to sit there and watch it. But the losing days for a system like that, they hurt. They hurt the head. They hurt just everything. They tweak the mind. When you're a sissy. Kind of a sissy, so. I've been known to cry. Timer Chi. On air. Not today, though. Not today. So that is a pretty good looking chart. Wow. Man, I'm getting this thing dialed in. Looks like we have completed the triangle. And we're now going up for the final 5th of 3. So I'm expecting to break 46.15. I don't know that we can do it, but I think we've got quite a lot of room to the upside. Whoa. That thing is so weird. In case you don't know it, that's called Arrow Shake. Arrow Shake. Sounds like a horrible name for a milkshake, but hey, Darcy. It's been a long time. Oh, this is our problem, guys. So check this out with Zoom. See what version you have. Look at it. 5.4.2 is here. I can download it without it affecting my session. Yes. And I'll run that later. Okay, this is the live recording. Let me just post a link to that again in case you guys give us some more thumbs up, babies. Come on. See, I even gave myself a thumbs up. I think that's frowned upon, but well, that's just neither here nor there. Nope, no. All right. This is what I wanted to show. See how it looks like a triangle? We've got only long signals on the 5 minute. There are 0 lower high trades in here, which is good, but because if there were, I would probably have taken one and lost big. But I have 0 market geometry on this chart, and I find that hard to believe. We'll do Bitcoin last because I've never done it before. Do I need some special feed? What do I need to do Bitcoin? I mean, I can bring up the futures contract right now, but the first day that came out was the high, which I think both Mike and I told all of you guys that that would be the highest price. Has that high been passed yet? 19,000 and something. So the first day they introduced it to the CME was the last day that everybody just sat back and watched it grow. And then everybody started having heart attacks and jumping out of buildings and everything else, as they lost everything, all the currency they had made, digital ones and zeros. It looks to me as if we've got one more pullback. To complete that 4th wave. And then we should make it at least to this upper median line. And I say that, can anybody tell me why? I have this number that calls me every day. And they call me from a 504 number, which is New Orleans, or a 985 number, which is Covington or Mandeville. And they just kind of breathe a couple of times and then hang up. But they do it every day. And it's always right at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or 1 o'clock. Every single day, 2 times a day. You'll hear them call back a second time in about 30 seconds. What is the purpose of that? It's so ridiculous. Suppose I can block the number. Duh. That's quite odd. So you see what I just did, right? I pulled it back from this high, which is slightly higher. Well, I mean, it's higher in price, but I'm talking about in parallel distance. How does old Morgy Porgy call that? Oh man, what does he say? Maximum excursion. It's totally maximum excursion. Perpendicular to the baseline. So I dragged it back to that high, which is the end of a 5-wave move up. I'm connected to here. That kind of lines up with that low. I thought it lined up perfectly, but no. All right, let me try something else before I start yapping. It's half my problem is I start talking before finishing the analysis. You know what? I'm going to take a break because I must take a break. To get my blood moving, and that'll get my my brain moving as well. Just hopefully not too much. Otherwise, I'll be speaking Greek or something, or be totally insane. I'm borderline. Why is this one not? Oh, right. Evidently, I'm making money somewhere. I just deleted it. That's fine. There we go. So that's what we've got to break. And I think we're well on our way to doing it. It's this one, actually. Or is it? Let me try something before I take that break. 2 to 4. Am I breathing like an ape man? Like I'm half asleep, with my mouth open, like Mike breathes. He is about an ape man, though. That guy is bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger ever thought about being. Where is it? No, I think I'm going to do it the right way. And then use the parallel rather than form fitting it like so many of us do. You just do it the most obvious way. And then you can take a parallel and do it from the lowest closing price or the previous swing high or low, whatever. And then looking back to the left, where is the low before, where's the high before the low? Well, this is stay in draw mode here. It's actually here now. Let me do this. Are you serious, Wayne? Is that for real? No way. Well, I'm definitely doing that. There's a link to the YouTube recording, guys. I'm going to take a break. I need to get the blood moving. And I'll come back and stop all this foolishness. I just kind of find myself in a good mood today, which is the first time in, about 105 days. More than that. More than that. So if any of you guys have been praying for me, I appreciate it. It's worked. He worked. I'll be back in two shake. How many of you guys have that saying in your mother tongue? Two shakes of a lamb's tail. I'll be back in two shakes of a lamb's tail. What's the equivalent in your mother tongue? In your mother tongue. Your mother. Just to show you these updated Bloodhound templates for the 4X. Some of these are discounted because of whatever. It's really the ones from the moment you open it up until the moment you close it. But we got the long in here. It gave us a bad one right there, though. I got to figure that out. But it was a little bit early. A lot of these signals are slightly early, but really on purpose. It's to call your attention to what's happening. It's not to get you fully automatically into the trade. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it had already ended. Evidently. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. This is the 6E that's causing trouble. Oh, no. I just forced open another workspace. All right, I'm really going to take that break now because I just forced open another workspace. It's going to slow us down. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right, sorry guys. We have it all set up for December 4th with Pure Financial Academy. We'll have another actual proper webinar with those guys. That'll be just on the volume analyst. Let me see if this works as well as it does on the RTH chart. Yes and no. Excuse me, different fibs, but nonetheless important areas. All right, let's try this parallel from wave 1. What is this? What's the deal here? Oh my. I think we're coming up on a high in crude. I really do. Can you believe it? Yeah, sorry, I was on mute for so long. I was making sure everything was all good to go. And I'm already past time. I was supposed to stop at 11:30 so I could work with Cedric. And it's really late for him. It's past 8 o'clock at night. So unfortunately, I must call it short today. Again, everything is 50% off. One and only time you can do it at the site. So use the code that's on the homepage. Which is, it's just BF 2020. But in case you guys didn't know, this is our homepage. And there's the link to it. And the code is right there, BF 2020. So when you go to check out just anything, you can go to Google just by clicking here. And there is where I live, which should not be quite so easy to find. Internet shop, you got to be kidding me. Internet shop. If he builds computers, I really need to meet this guy. I'm calling him in 10 minutes. What is an internet shop? It sounds fishy. At any rate, let's try that again and be normal about it. So here we are. 72 views this month. Oh, wow. It's actually nearby. It's funny. It shows my neighbor's house is my address and my address is my neighbor's house. 5.0. I hope we can keep up. If I asked everybody to give a review right now, they might not give 5.0s. In fact, I'm quite sure of it. But that's because I've been talking about releasing our latest update for the past 3 months, and it just has not happened. Mostly my fault. Let's just be honest, it's totally my fault. But man, I've been through some pretty medieval torture these past 6 months, and it's not been easy. Where are the ones from Facebook? Excusez-moi. When did that happen? I'm just going to show you this real quick, and then we'll wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And my phone number is on the footer of the website. Feel free to call. If the code doesn't work or you're having trouble checking out, anything goes wrong, just shoot me a ring. Okay, something about my page has changed. They want me to confirm it. They want me to validate that I'm actually who I say I am. Well, that's bizarre because I've done that 3 times. As a visitor. Here we are. Here's our YouTube channel. And once again, this is the link to this recording. I would not suggest watching. I'm on the wrong screen. I'm so sorry. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Ed. I would not suggest watching the live Sunday recordings because they go on and on and on and on. But there should be a list on YouTube, greatest hits or something. But this is the link to our Facebook page. Where are the reviews? Man, this thing has changed. It's like they change it every day. Here we go. Only 5. I paid for all these, by the way. Just kidding. It's a heck of a lot more than 5. Why does it say? Oh, 5 of 5, sorry. No, it says 5 people. Well, whatever. At any rate, it used to be a lot better when we were on NT7 and things worked perfectly. But guess what? Now that we have actually improved the volume analyst as of last night, and it is actually much faster. And the Bloodhound and Blackbird templates that you're about to receive, I didn't get to show you any of that today because, well, I just basically talked around it, didn't I? But anyway, this is Google Maps. Trade the plan. It's a very weird one. See if this link gives you anything worthwhile. And then, yeah, something's wrong with Facebook. They want me to prove that I'm me again. But here is the toolbar. Now it's only that the only product that you actually need 100% to participate in our live every day, 5 days a week analysis directly to your charts, analysis live, is the toolbar. And from the images, you'll gather that there are some signals here and there, and eventually, I imagine that will turn you on to the volume analyst as you see some of the most extraordinary signals that you've ever seen. And I don't say that from arrogance, I just say that from experience. But I'm sure there are others that would agree with that. You just need the toolbar to join this. And then as far as 50% goes for Analysis Live, that's going to be for 1 year only. Okay. And then it's essentially $99 per market per month. I'm afraid that to do this effectively, we're going to have to limit it to 3 markets instead of 4. Until I completely rework the workspaces. We've rewritten the volume analyst, and we've made that custom market analyzer. So that custom market analyzer is going to make it to where we have essentially. So the reason I have so many charts, which may blow some of your minds and seem absurd, is for the volume and the divergence signals. So it's not necessary to have this many charts if you're trading purely based on market geometry. It's only necessary to have maybe a few minute charts, one of which is an RTH, regular trading hours chart, excluding the overnight. Maybe the actual index of the S&P 500, the true index, and then a couple of tick charts. And then the row bars, which just really provide us with exceptional volume signals. I'm going to have the option of making those a part of the that custom market analyzer, such that we can eliminate a certain number of charts, basically 3 to 5, and then we would be left with maybe 4 or 5 charts instead of 9 charts per workspace. So that's not going to take as long as it sounds. I imagine by the end of January, I'll have all that worked out. And then built by the end of February, together with the Bloodhound templates converted into indicators. And then we'll be able to offer more markets. So for now, 4 has proven to be a bit much. And, you know, it's sad, but I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I have not been participating in this as much as I should have been because I've been dealing with an untold number of issues that I'm not even going to begin to discuss now. But January 4th, I'm going to be going to southern France for 60 days, 66 days. And during that time, I'm going to be cranking out content with 0 distractions. So before, there was no option here to use PayPal for the toolbar, and now there is. And if you have a promo code, and you do, that is BF 2020. That's ridiculous for what you get. It's insane. And it comes with 2 free weeks, and then you can get 2 or 3 markets. Let's say you got 3 markets. It's roughly, you know, whatever it is, little less than 30 to 70 a month, or for the whole year. That would be cut down to about $1,600 for the entire year for 3 markets. So a pretty huge amount of value for the cost. So, and that's including the entire master suite. $6,250? No. Okay, it is case sensitive. Capital BF 2020. Holy mackerel. That's insane. And you can even split it up into 3 payments. I can't believe I'm doing this. Almost just gave myself a heart attack, but so be it. Oh, what did Wayne say? Sorry, Wayne said it is a pretty lake. Wayne said I'll just paste it here. He says fire RTC. I was talking about getting these prank phone calls. And he said he just found a blog about it. Excuse me. He said, let's see. They're not taking new subscribers. Oh, man. Oh, there's Google Talk too. Huh. Or is that Google Voice? They've renamed so many of their products. Yeah, I suppose it's for anyone. But especially for telemarketers. But, you know, just don't call them back after you've done that, because they'll probably do the same thing to you. All right, guys, I would show you more, but I've really got to go. And Cedric has been waiting on me for over an hour now, and he's probably already gone. And I've got a lot of work to do. So, all right, I will talk to you gents whenever you call. Call me anytime. My phone number is +1 if you're outside of America. 630-8381. And if I don't answer, it's because I have poor service, very poor service out here. So please leave a message, or better yet, text me, because I have a weird voicemail. It's like a paid voicemail, and I can only access a certain number of voicemails per week or per month, or something stupid. I don't know. I gotta change phone companies. But anyway, I must go. So you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Safe trading. I think you're going to be surprised by what happens next. Is the market closed as of 5 o'clock today or 4 o'clock today, and then does not open back up until Friday? What's the gist on that? It opens up at 1 o'clock Friday. Tomorrow it goes until 12. Holy mackerel, I thought for sure they closed for the whole day. If they're going to be open tomorrow, then I may just let this room open again. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I might drop the NASDAQ. I don't know. I'm going to have to, get some feedback on that. Yeah, so today, is crude still trading? I think it's closed. Nope, it's still trading. And so is the ES. I think it's open a full day today, huh? Right? but it is closed Friday. Okay. Well, I mean, I could pull up the schedule and stop acting like an idiot, but why do that at this point? No, Bill, it will not be. So converting the Bloodhound and Blackbird templates into a new indicator and strategy, that will not be a free upgrade. No way, shape, or form. But I will continue to update and upgrade the Bloodhound and Blackbird templates. But no, that would be insane because it's going to take a good 6 months worth of work. And I've already spent my life savings on converting from NT7 to NT8. Well over $246,000 over the past, that's just the past 2 years. So meanwhile, I had stopped marketing pretty much altogether. I think I had 2 sales last year. So yeah, no, I can't. If I did that, that would be to put me out of business. And if you guys want to make sure that TTP stays alive, then you know, 2021 is your grandfathered in, all of you. You know, once if you buy this year, but in 2021 we're going finally to offer both a lease model and then a major upgrades only fee model like Bloodhound and Blackbird do. So we'll have a monthly lease version, which might sound attractive, but probably may not look all that attractive. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, there won't be any more lifetime free updates and upgrades because that's nearly put me in the poor. Well, it's put me straight in the poorhouse between that and COVID. So, and it's also put out of business about 10 other vendors that I've spoken to, which means probably about half of the NinjaTrader ecosystem is now out of business because of NT8. I think we were all the alpha, pre-alpha testers for a while. And then the most recent one they released is release candidate number 1. Yeah. So it's finally seemingly bug free that I can tell. Maybe not necessarily bug free, but everything seems to be functioning the way that it should. And yeah, no, in 2021, people will have to start paying for this stuff. And I'm not going to offer any more lifetime. So once you're a Master Suite owner, then we have what's called a lifetime upgrade subscription. It's not a subscription, it's a once in a lifetime payment, which we did sell for $10,000. So the trading room at one point was $199 a month, and $10,000 didn't look that unattractive if you were planning on sticking around for the next decade. But that's the only thing that's not 50% off. It's 40% off. So once you own the Master Suite for $31.25 or whatever it was, another $6,000 would get you anything and everything that we produce from now until never. And that would include everything I just mentioned, and would also include everything that I'm not ever going to mention in public. And it will never be a group larger than 25. Right now, it's a group of 6 or maybe 7. So we're only going to allow 25 people to be in that group, because you can't have full automation with never mind. I'm going to stop right there. All right. You guys have a good Thanksgiving. And I will talk to you possibly tomorrow. So I'll send out a link to the Master Suite upgrade for life. And I'm just praying that Cedric is still around, but I know he's not. He's going to be very, very mad. All right. You guys have a good one. Bye now. Happy Thanksgiving.